the appetite of investors and your sense that the market was receptive for this kind of a listing?
Well, we've been fortunate through this COVID situation that avocados have been front and center on the plate. It's a healthy food. It's a nutritious food. It's a superfood, and consumption actually has gone up a little bit during this COVID because people are eating healthier. And then when we look at the opportunities ahead, we see a lot of growth in the category, not only here in the United States, but overseas. So we wanted to keep moving and gain ground while we can.
You're up 20%. Any concern that there was a little bit of cash left on the table?
We can't look back. We look forward. We've got a huge runway ahead of us. When you look at consumption around the world, we've got a lot of room in Asia and Europe specifically, and we probably can double what we're doing here in the United States. Our per capita consumption in the United States today is about 8 pounds. Mexico is 15 and growing. And we've led this revolution here by selling ripe avocados specifically to retail and food service, which has increased consumption over the last 15, 20 years. And we think we can do that globally. And I think the time is now to push the accelerator and go a little faster.
And you've been able to pivot away from obviously a pretty troubled restaurant sector to some big names, including, as I understand it, places like Walmart and Costco. There is some concern that you've got a few very large clients that are disproportionately a proportion of your revenue. Any thoughts about that? What do you tell investors?
Well, those are A-plus customers. I'm not concerned about them at all. Kroger's our biggest, and it's even less than 15%. So, and everyone else is under about 10 or below. But they move huge volumes. 69%, I believe, of our sales go to direct retail. Food service business only represented 16%, and a good chunk of that was fast casual. So that actually has come back. It's at about, we're overall in the food service business at about 90%, but retail has actually picked up the ball and got us to, actually we're ahead of budget for the year on volume. So people are buying it differently. Retail as an example, we're selling less ripes, but more bags. People are shopping less, but buying more while they're in there. They're looking for deals and volume. So we've adapted our packaging and how we're selling the product to fill the need at this time. But overall, I mean, it's a healthy food. People are eating more of it. So we're real happy with our position.
Pretty incredible. You sell 1.5 billion avocados a year. That is some amount of avocados. What are margins like? Will you ever be able to literally squeeze more out of each avocado? And what about the wildfires, Stephen? Any danger there?
No, we were fortunate here. All the avocados in the U.S. are grown in Southern California, at least Hass avocados. They grow a greenskin variety in Florida. But no, they've been north of us, luckily, this time. In the past, we've had that challenge. But we're going to continue to see how to provide a better product to the customer, or the consumer. We're adding value by different packaging and providing ripe avocados and a consistent quality avocado year-round by diversifying our supply from Mexico or Peru or other countries, and then expand that model globally, because there's a big runway ahead of us.
And you were way ahead of this curve in general, long before many of us were eating avocado toast. You were founding a business based solely on this. Its growth has been phenomenal. Do you see that trajectory? Is it international that keeps it going? And do you see a kind of a leveling out now that we're all already avocado fanatics?
You know, I've been asked, how did you predict this creation of the eating ripe avocados? I said, we didn't. We created it. And I just watched human behavior at the store. And every time someone would walk away without eating an avocado, I'd ask them why. And they said, well, it's not ripe. Well, it's not rocket science. So let's provide a ripe avocado. And now we want to do it globally. We're in Asia. We're delivering ripes in China and Japan. We're looking to Korea. But they're buying a lot of avocados now, and they're not even ripe. So there's a lot of opportunity. And then when you look at Europe, they eat a lot of greenskins. About a third of their consumption are greenskins, which we used to eat here in the United States, but they're not as good of an avocado. And if we can provide a high-quality Hass avocado from various sources around the world, because we operate in 8 countries presently and looking to expand that, to have the right avocado at the right time of year. So we're playing with latitudes and altitudes in different countries to fill that gap, and then deliver it to the customer.
Stephen, if you would, a quick word on two of the big macro concerns for literally everybody right now. One, COVID-19. Clearly, you can't, work from home if you're picking avocados, growing avocados, ripening avocados, and bagging avocados. And the other is tariffs.
Okay, great. The COVID, we got hit early March, specifically on food service, and actually retail shut down for a few days because they weren't quite sure what was going to happen. But how that ended up, the white tablecloth food service is obviously taking a hit, and it still is experiencing that hit. The fast casual is actually picked up, and they're ahead of where they were on COVID, such as some of the fast food where they can take it out. Retail has changed their model on how they're selling it. We're seeing people shop less often, but they're buying more while they're there. So our bag business, where they can buy bulk, 6 or 8 or 10 avocados at a time and take them home, is way up, like 30% higher than it was. The ripe business is down a little bit because it's a little unpredictable on consumer behavior under this COVID environment. So overall, we're ahead of where we were, and real happy about it. We've just had to make some adjustments. Re-tariffs, the avocado category, we operate in multiple countries, so we can work around tariffs. We have some tariff issues in certain countries in Asia where they're not allowed from a certain country because of, in some cases, they just haven't applied to get it in. But we have multiple sources of supply, so we can work around it, such as, Russia. We're selling into Russia, but it's not product from the United States. It's product from Peru, goes to a European office and whatnot. We're very diversified where we can pretty much go anywhere.